have to excuse our next performer as someone who's, ever since I met him, everyone I've met with the same last name as him, I've assumed has been related. I am currently 0 for 6. I don't know why. It's just a regular, common, ordinary, run-of-the-mill name, kind of like box of raisins. For a callback. Now, our next performer has been to 35 of the 50 United States. But no matter what he does, they send him back here. Ladies and gentlemen, John Martucci.
Give it up for Jay. Keeping the energy going all night. I don't know if this happened to you on the way in, but every time I'm in a parking lot, there's at least one person walking in front of my car with no sense of urgency and no sense of direction. You know, they take 2 steps, and they go this way, like they're being controlled with an Etch-a-Sketch. And they look back at me, and then they keep walking, as if there's an agreement that I won't hit them anyway. I got Jersey license plates. That means I've got an odometer, a speedometer, and a kilometer. I can't stand when people walk that way, and I hate Etch-a-Sketch. My game was always Monopoly, because of the get-out-of-jail-free card. I've been obsessed ever since I was 7 years old, and I tried to shave the cat's tail. I wanted one. The idea you could do anything you want, anything as offensive as possible, and you get free pass. It's like being a Kennedy. Except without the side effects of being shot or dying in a plane crash. Come on, it's not too soon. But in December, I basically earned a modified get-out-of-jail-free card. In December, I donated a portion of my liver to my son. So, thank you. Thank you. And he's doing great. He's fantastic now. And the liver regenerates to 90% of its original size. So, it wasn't that generous. You know, could have given him something else, I guess. But before I could even do this, though, I knew ahead of time that this would give me a get-out-of-jail-free card that I could use with my son for the rest of his life. And for a father, that's a huge deal. Because mothers have their own get-out-of-jail-free card. I was pregnant for 9 months. I threw up for 9 months. I was in labor for 19 hours. But what does a father have? Come on. I had sex with your mother for almost 9 minutes. So I was glad I jumped at the chance to get this card. But before I could even do that, they gave me a list of potential side effects, and they went over all the things I had to, be aware of. And the biggest one was I could not drink alcohol for 3 months before and 6 months after the surgery. Yeah, 9 months without drinking. So now I felt like I was pregnant. Thankfully, my water broke just before the surgery. But my surgery was supposed to be done laparoscopically. That's where they poke 3 little holes, and then they make a little slit, and they take out the portion of the liver. They turn you into a human organ vending machine, and you don't want to know where they put the coins. And then after the surgery, I couldn't burp, I couldn't fart, I couldn't pee, I couldn't crap for like 3 days. Let me repeat this, because this is important stuff here. I could not pee, I could not crap, I could not burp, I could not fart. That's 4 out of my 5 favorite things. I'm good at them, too. And I kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger for days. And I felt like if I ever lost oxygen and I turned blue, I'd be a ringer for Violet Beauregard from Willy Wonka. Maybe it was the morphine, but I kept hearing Oompa Loompas, and I was waiting for them to roll me to the juicing room. But that didn't happen. What happened next was I developed something called edema. Edema is when you have excess fluid in your body and it drains to the lowest part of your body, which is usually your feet and your ankles. Except I spent 95% of my time in a hospital bed with my feet up and my head elevated. So my feet were not the lowest part of my body. I'll let you figure it out because I did not see it coming. And I finally went to the bathroom and I looked down and I realized I didn't have a ball bag. I had a duffel ball bag. And so I called the nurse and I showed her and she said, "That's not a matching set anymore." So she said, you have to get up and walk, Mr. Martucci. You have to get that fluid moving through your body. So let me paint this picture carefully for you. Got 4 strokes here. The first stroke is, I did not get the laparoscopic surgery. I had complications, so I got cut like this. Instead of a mini C-section, I had like a J-section. The important part is that I couldn't really stand up all the way because of the stitches. That's image 1. Image 2, every step I took, I felt this fleshy cantaloupe melon swinging between my legs. So as I walked down the hallway, I looked like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. But instead of ringing a bell in a clock tower, I was ringing it between my legs. Ugh. And of course I was wearing 3, a typical hospital gown, which gives you that peekaboo window in the back, which is always fun. And then the third thing was I was really so uncomfortable with all this, so that I had to lean on the IV pole for balance. IV poles, which by the way are always on wheels, which makes it even more challenging. So you're going around, my ass is hanging out. I looked like a geriatric Magic Mike. Mortifying. And believe me, when they go through the list of side effects, they never mention scrotal edema. You got to look in the fine print for that. But fortunately, things have gotten back into perspective in my life now, balanced out, and my son is back in college. Yeah, thanks. No, it's a good deal. In fact, this fall I have 2 sons in college, so I'm thinking about selling one of my other organs to pay for it. Fortunately, we homeschool them, so save a fortune there. But the thing that kills me the most about this right now in college is that they're undeclared, no major, which means they have no sense of direction and no sense of urgency. Thank God they live on campus so they don't have to walk through a parking lot. All right, that's my time for tonight. Thank you very much. Give it up for everybody.